mayor laughed at me a little bit yesterday coming back from therapy because she was like, every time a different way. And there are so many different ways to zip around the valley and get from point A to point B. I just kind of vibe my way through it. Like, which way am I going to go now? Anyway, so I'll talk to you after. God is fecking with me. So I was slightly misled in the beginning of this process. It's actually a total of 4 visits, so it will be 6 more weeks, not 4 more weeks. Not that 2 weeks is a big deal, but come on, I just want to get to the finish line, man. The mayor would be particularly thrilled with this trip because I'm on my way back to Geistopia, but I am zipping around in some very backwards ways already, and I haven't gone far. So, process was interesting. They have 2 plastic pieces, one for the top, one for the bottom, and they fill it with some sort of goop. Then they push it in and up or down, because they do one at a time. And so you sit there with your mouth open for like 2 minutes while they push on this thing. Like, it's a good thing Zen is my thing, man, because I just like, okay. However, when they first did the top, that goop was so cold, and my gums are so sensitive to cold. I jumped. She was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "It's cold, man." I was ready the second time around. So you do that, and then there's a third step. They need the bite impression, and that is basically, here, I'm gonna take the tip of this long tube and stick it in your mouth. Then I'm gonna spread the cream all over your teeth. Do you know how many times I heard that in prison? My brain is trying to figure out how to edit that so that you have the proper reaction time and not all at the same time. I just learned a few moments ago that yesterday, I guess, was Mercury retrograde. I'll have to look at the calendar when I get home. Suddenly, so much makes sense. Like, oh, there's the piece I was missing. In fact, I was just thinking that late last night. Like, things are way too weird. I have to start doing deeper investigation into why I can't quite click over this hump the way I want to. We'll go all the way down. Let's go all the way. Let's go all the way. Yeah, let's go all the way. I really should have eaten before I went to the dentist. I'm hungry. My original plan was working today, but then the dentist and apparently the retrograde and the safety meeting later. And safety meetings are very important right now. And I looked at it last night. I can make what I have to make over the next 3 days. And if I can get my shizzle together, I can make a little bit more, and that'll start me off in the right direction. And then I just have to figure out how to make the most of next week, because I can't really pick up any extra days, I don't think. Like, next week is pretty much Thursday through Sunday, because Monday I decided to stop and check my tires and get gas on the way back to the chalet. That way I am all set for tomorrow morning. More importantly, the vehicle is. I checked oil yesterday. She's good to go. I gotta get a little functional. I got back and I don't even know. I tried to edit a little bit to keep this together so I'm not overwhelmed later. And I was doing that, and then nap time hit. And I needed that, but I've been a little funky ever since. We're listening to Destination France, which is one of my playlists on Spotify, but it was moved from groove music, when Spotify took over groove music. Speaking of, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. According to the calendar, the Mercury retrograde actually started at 1:48 a.m. today. And for those of you that don't know, here we go, Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is apparently such a big deal that it's the only retrograde that gets an explanation at the back of the astrological calendar. The others are all together under retrograde motion of other planets. Way to go, Mercury. Way to rank. The way retrograde planets seem to affect our affairs varies from planet to planet. In Mercury's case, it means often looking back at Mercury-ruled things, communications, contracts, and so on. Keep in mind that Mercury... Am I in the twist this way a little bit? Keep in mind that Mercury correlates with Hermes, the original trickster, and you'll understand how cleverly disguised some of these errors can be. Communications become confused or are delayed, letters are lost or sent to Auckland instead of Oakland, or they end up under the car seat for 3 weeks. We sign a contract or agreement and find out later that we didn't have all the correct information and what we signed was misleading in some way. We try repeatedly to reach someone via telephone but can never catch the person at home. Or our communications devices break down or garble information in some way. We feel as if our timing is off, so short trips often become more difficult. We leave the directions at home or write them down incorrectly. We're late for appointments due to circumstances beyond our control, or we completely forget about them. Is there a constructive use to this time period? Yes. It's been noted that the ratio of time Mercury spends moving retrograde and direct corresponds beautifully with the amount of time we humans spend asleep and awake. So this period seems to be a time to take stock of what's happened to us over the past 3 months and assimilate our experiences. A rule of thumb with Mercury retrograde is to try to confine activities to those that have re-attached to the beginning of a word, such as reschedule, repair, return, rewrite, redecorate, restore, replace, renovate, and renew. That's funny because I feel like that's what I've been going through for the past 3 months. So, is it gonna get worse? Nonetheless, I have to kind of get myself together now. I gotta clean up and straighten up. That was the whole point. If I wasn't gonna go on the road today, I was gonna put life in order and get it in order for tomorrow. Put life in order in general, I should say. I gotta look into the status of the safety meeting room too, but before I do that, I want to at least straighten up here a little bit. Oh, and I gotta remember it's trash day, so if there's a safety meeting, I'll carry the trash out when I head over there. If not, then I'll just take it out whenever.